Hey y'all, good afternoon and evening, depending on where you at. I love y'all. Ooh, it has been a long morning already. I'm just gonna say that. Amen. Amen. How y'all doing over there? Why do this look weird? Because it is. There we go. I'm just gonna leave it there. Hey everybody. Hey pumpkin. Hey y'all. Ooh, it's already been a long day. It ain't even, what, 11 o'clock? It's 12. Maybe because the time changed. Hey, everybody. Hola, hola. Good morning, good afternoon. How are y'all? How y'all doing today? Y'all want to have some class? You want to have some class? Oh, we got 100%. Okay. Hey. Hola, hola. Ooh. I just had a conversation with y'all nieces, and explaining God's sovereignty can be very difficult, you know? It can be. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. You hear me? Cuz people don't like to hear that. They don't want to hear that God knows that bad things happen and he still allows it. That's not a comfortable conversation to have with people. I want this girl. There we go. Come on now. It's on the outside of these glasses. I already know what it is. Hey, when y'all know when I got over here, I got a real bad migraine. I couldn't even see. It was so crazy. I had to lay down. Got up this morning, talked to the kids. Thank you. Y'all see? Look it. I pulled my cricket out the other day. I was gonna tell y'all, but I know how to keep secrets. So y'all see what this shirt say? I had to do it, and I got my army fatigues on. Let me show y'all. Indeed, cause what we not about to do. We is in the army of the Lord. You hear me? This and this is a representation. So this is the old lady fit of the day. You see what I'm saying? This the old lady fit of the day. You see it? Cause guess what? We trained. We not traumatized. We trained. We not traumatized. You hear me? Ain't. We are trained, not traumatized. Hashtag trained, not traumatized. You said what? I was trained for this. You was too. You was trained for your life. God put it in you to make it through. Trained, not traumatized. So y'all see I got my soldier on there because that's what we is. That's what we doing. Had to pull the cricket out for this one. Talking about I was supposed to be washing dishes, baby. I stopped mid running water and pulled the cricket out. You hear me? Because what we not about to do. What we not about to do. We trained. We not traumatized. We not living in trauma no more. We don't have no time for that. Thank you so much. You hear me? We don't got no time for that. And I'm not saying don't acknowledge your trauma. I'm saying don't stay there. Yes, trained, not traumatized. So, hey, I ain't even figured out how to get in there and check no messages, girl. And your cousins was just laughing at me because they was like, "Mom, just hit share on the thing. Just hit share on the thing." I said, "Girl, I don't know." I had to send them a whole text message. So don't be mad at Auntie. I am that old that somebody got to show me how to work certain apps. Girl, leave me alone. Listen, I ain't saying leave me alone like that, but I'm really talking to your cousins because they was cackling. You hear me? Cackling. So I'm putting you in there with them. Y'all not gonna laugh at me. They was like, I was trying to share a TikTok video, and we was on I'm on the iPad, they on the iPhones, baby. They said, "Mom, just hit the heart button. Just hit the." I said, "Listen." I had to go all the way through. They said, "Where is you going?" I said, "I'm about to go. I gotta go teach my class. I don't got time to be fooling with y'all. Y'all not about to make me keep feeling, oh, what y'all not gonna do." They said, "You need to just come all the way over because you could do such and such and such and such." I said, "Listen, no. You see how much iPhone's about to be. I'm gonna stick. I seen all the iPhone you talking about. I'm going back to Android." Oh, okay. Oh, okay, but they about to go too. So stay on over there. Don't even leave. Just stay. Just stay. Don't even do it. Just stay over there where you been. You hear me? Stay on over there. Hey. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and afternoon. So we are gonna be listen. Don't come back over here trying to make us like we second grade citizens. Move around. Remember, y'all love y'all cameras and all of that. Stay over there with your cameras. Don't come back over here. Hey, Krista. Hey, y'all. Everybody that I didn't speak to, hello. Yeah. So when a person tries to bring up your trauma, what are you gonna say to them? I don't got no coffee creamer. Can you believe it? I don't even know. Well, I do. I got like some low fat stuff, and I've been drinking it, but I don't want that. I tell my kids to hush because I taught them how to use a spoon. This part. That part! I taught you how to wipe your butt and brush your teeth. Go away. You walk fine, don't you? You can talk crazy. I know I taught you how to talk because you talk crazy to me. Real good. Mumble and walk away, and you're doing this all simultaneously before I go to jail. Hey, Pumpkin. So listen, what you gonna tell a person the next time they try to bring up your trauma and use that as an excuse to keep you in a place? Tell me, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? I'm trained. I'm not traumatized. Yep. Lyrica, I done got on the cricket. Look it. We got our soldier and everything. Trained, not traumatized. Hashtag trained, not traumatized. You got me messed up. It was my training ground, babe. It was my training ground. And I've been going back over my life and having some... Listen. Trained, not traumatized. That's why we got our army gear. Is y'all ready? That's why we got the army gear on today, sis. You hear me? I just had this happen to me in January. It didn't shake me not one bit. Listen. Okay. Listen. We trained, not traumatized. You're not about to keep trying to, oh, that's so horrible. No. I'm trained. I'm not traumatized. And then I'm going to turn on and look if you book this part. That part. Soldiers. Soldiers. You hear me? Soldiers. That's what we doing around here. Yeah. 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 Do you hear me? You're not about to keep using my trauma as a way to get me into an emotional vulnerability or an emotionally vulnerable place so then you can attack. No, we're not going to do that. Watch out now. Because that trauma trained me for now. You hear me? I'm trained. I'm not traumatized. Move around. I'm not staying over there. I don't live at the trauma address anymore. I'm trained to go out and take my trauma and help other people get out so that they can go and train other people and help them get out as well. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Hopefully you feel like that. You said that made me a TTG. Girl, what is a TTG? Didn't I just tell you I'm on the call? Are you trying to make the people... Don't do me, niece. You starting to act like I'm going to give you my Nicole's number because I see what y'all do. I can't trust y'all Nicole's now. I'm starting to be leery. I woke up this morning. I had my bonnet on because I had took my curls out. Trained to go. Okay, auntie. Thank you. See? And she said, I said, what are you doing? She said, taking a picture. I want to remember this. She said, you look like a mushroom. She said, no. As a matter of fact, you look like when the mouse found the cheese and she started saying the whole movie out. She said, yep, your hat looked just like that. She said, what kind of cheese? You found cheese. Something kind of cheese. Ooh, what is this? This such and such. She just started rambling off the movie. This morning, she told me I look like a mushroom. I can't trust y'all Nicole's. Y'all are not trustworthy. Y'all want to make me look bad in front of the people. Patty, girl. I said, because my bonnet was all the way down like this. Girl, what you not about to do is keep coming for me. We're not going to do that. Blocked. That's what we're going to do. And then my grandbaby got in the back and said, yeah. Not you got your baby co-signing. Emu. Remember that when you see something, the tail of Despero bonnet. That's exactly, yes, girl. Get your cousin. Emotion. Yeah. You better get out. Go on. Move around. Do something with your life. Instead of being in my business. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have some class. I'm trying to wait till about the 15-minute mark. You're gonna need your sacred text and your not little Bible, your regular Bible just a little bit, but we'll flip back and forth over there. It's not. We're gonna do a lot of reading today. Not a lot, but a lot more than we have been. Kind of like our old school class. So get ready. Did you meet the princess before you got the cheese? See, again. I do remember the tale of Despero though. You know what? It's so crazy I don't remember all of it because by that time my kids were older. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was like my son maybe, but I did have my daughter go look up 50 because I wanted her to show to the old people. Do y'all remember 50 goes to America? That used to be my favorite. I had all the 50 books, and it has not been a week since I told my daughter. So it's crazy that she called me the one from that mouse movie. You talking about Taylor Despero, and I just told her to go look up 50. I had her going through all the old 80s and 90s cartoons. I was like, she need to watch All Dogs Go to Heaven. She had to watch a Strawberry and Shortcake the other day. Like, come on with that. And what is that? Meet the Lions? What is it on PBS with the Lions? Which one is that? What is it? Is it Meet the Lions in the library? I don't know what it's called. It's been 50 years for me. Is it Meet the Lions on PBS where they be in the library reading books? That was my favorite show. I can't remember the name of it. Between the Lions. Oh, like Between the Lines. Got it. They are so smart. How did I not figure that out until I was 45 years old? I don't know. Between the Lines. Between the Lions. Got it. Read Between the Lines. My favorite segment of the show was the cliffhanger. Girl, and I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my son and used to love the cliffhangers, honey. Would waddle in there to go and watch them. Did. That was his nap time show when he was gonna lay down because it came on where we was at between like 12 and 2 and he laid down between that time. So yeah, we about to take a nap. All three of us, you, me, and your sister in my stomach. We all about to go to sleep. Yeah, Between the Lions. That show is, and I believe in all kids watching that. Word World. It's a couple shows. If I babysit kids, it's gonna be a couple shows that they gonna watch every day. That and Reading Rainbow. I'm trying to tell you. Now, that ain't got enough sugar in it. We gonna move on. Okay, so you need your sacred text out of the box. I don't know if I remember that. Sacred text and then your regular Bible. Good morning. Hey. Yeah. So I figure we'll talk about the economy after this. Are y'all okay with that? I know it's bad, it's a lot, but I want to do this first. Okay. So give me a second. Y'all go on and get whatever you need, coffee or whatever. I gotta go put some more sugar in here or stir it or something. I'll be right back. And then we're gonna get started. Run to the restroom. All right, y'all. Let me run to the restroom real quick. I had to put some more honey in there, baby. That was not sweet. Damn. Sorry, y'all. I don't know. I got 1,000 gallons of water, liquid, whatever. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? I need you to go to the book of Jasher. Y'all ready on sacred text? I know it's early and y'all probably chilling. Yeah. Y'all ready? No? Yes? Maybe? Uh, hold on, y'all. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I need y'all to go to chapter 70 of the book of Jasher. Please. Chapter 70. And time of date. And let's go. How about that? Just want you to know from the beginning, again, you were being trained. It was not supposed to traumatize you. The devil's thought is that this situation will traumatize them. So you stop growing emotionally, spiritually, all of it. You hear me? The devil's job was to traumatize you. But he didn't know that God was training you. You hear me? And it started from early. Hello? Hello? We here? Y'all sleep? What's going on? Uh-oh. Okay. The devil's thought, it's going to traumatize them. God's thought, I'm training them. Okay? You said this class is for me. I'm about to cry. Here we go. My daughter says she loves your curls, TT Circle. Tell her I said thank you, Pookie. Thank you, Niecy Poo. Auntie, I put me some spray wax on them and stuff, you know. Because I ain't twisting nothing under here. You hear me? Nothing. It's nappy under there. You see my skunk stripe pumpkin is coming. Come on. Sorry, get my devices setting my book up page. Okay. All right, you good. All right, so it says in the 3rd year from the birth of Moses. How old was Moses? You all right, pumpkin? You, Niecy Poo, do not ever apologize. You in doing, you good. You already know what it is. You come on in and listen. How old was Moses right now? How old was he? 3. Any of you had a 3-year-old, have a 3-year-old? Any of you had a child or niece or nephew, grandbaby that's been 3? Okay. Yes. You got a kid, a little brother, a niece, a nephew. So you done been around a 3-year-old. You know how playful they are. You know they're just coming into themselves. You know that they are learning different phrases and how to snap back and do stuff by themselves, dress themselves. They really just learning how to be. My grandbaby about to be 3. My grandson is 3. They still babies, right or wrong. You agree at 3, that's still a baby. Hey, Day. 3 is still a baby. I knew one of these was coming. Maybe if you close some of the stuff you got open, CERCA. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, because every single app I got is open. That's why it's burning through. There we go. Okay, here we go. Pharaoh was sitting at a banquet when Alparanith, the queen, was sitting at his right and Bethia at his left. And the lad Moses was lying upon her bosom. So she was holding her baby. And Balaam, the son of Beor. Where do we know Balaam, the son of Beor, from? My 4-year-old's favorite line right now is, I don't need your help. Exactly. I can do it by myself. Where do we know Balaam, son of Beor, from? Where do we know that name? What story is that? We just read it recently. It ain't been too long. We was reading about him. And don't go Google it. You should be able to go in your notes. Shrek. Keyword, Shrek. Where do we know Balaam from? Y'all better be happy I can't find my whistle. I don't know where it is. Shrek. The donkey. The donkey. We know Balaam, the son of Beor, he is the man that was kicking the donkey and the angel was about to cut him up. Y'all remember? As to where we get Shrek, the talking donkey. Right? Y'all with me? Y'all want to go back to sleep and I can come back later? Okay. All right, wake up. Y'all need me to play some gospel music, get y'all ready. Get y'all primed up and stuff. Wake up. Here we go. All right. It says, with his two sons and all the princes of the kingdom were sitting at we're sitting at the table in the king's presence. And the lad stretched forth his hand upon the king's head and took the crown from the king's head and placed it on his own. In front of everybody. You said whenever I think of that story, I think of Donkey's voice. This is what I'm saying. That I went there, did. This is the king. You washing dishes. You good, Rika. You all right, Pumpkin. If you doing something that's different, but if you sitting, you need to be typing answers. Okay? We know you can't tell me that if your kid went to Disney and saw a prince or a princess and they got a chance, your 3-year-old. Okay, hold on, Pumpkin. Your 3-year-old was able to sit down next to them, that they wouldn't try to put their crown on or touch their crown. Who knows this? Huh? You know that your baby, if you sit your granddaughter down next to any of the Disney princesses and they are accessible, a 3-year-old is going to try to touch something on them. And if it's a crown and they're used to wearing tiaras, they're going to try to take it off and put it on their own head. We know that that is a normal thing that a kid would do, right? They would. It's shiny. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, they be wanting to get them and pull it on. Right. You can have a hat on your head and the kid will just take it off. You can have glasses on. They going to rip them off. You can have a wig or a toupee on. They going to take that off too. They gonna do it because that's what kids do. They're inquisitive. They want to know, right? So you wouldn't think nothing if a kid came and tried to take off your hat or snatch off your wig. You might think they're trying to be funny, but overall, you know that's earrings, all of it. Exactly. They hell, your eyelashes, they gonna take them off too. Snatch them right off your face. Will. Okay. All right. It says, and when the king and princesses saw the work which the boy had done, the king and princesses were terrified. And one man to his neighbor expressed astonishment. He said, y'all think that you could have heard a pin drop? It's all these dignitaries from all around the world. You know what? We had a similar situation just happened in the White House just about two months ago. Now, if that would have been one of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama's kids, baby. Okay, so put yourself in the mind of being at the UN And the person that is speaking got a kid, and everybody looking around like, what the heck? What do you do? Because nobody talks or touches the king or even comes into the king's presence, right? Without him saying it's okay. Right? You can't even come into the king's presence unless they really call for you. Now, family might be able to get away with a little bit, but they don't care that you know kid. It's rules, and they apply to everybody. Okay. Stop right there. Let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you feel like your life, your childhood, we'll say 0 to 15 or 0 to 13, was chaotic. It could be any years in between 0 and 13. But do you feel like between 0 and 13 that there was a lot of chaos or trauma or whatever else it is? Do you feel like if things would have been different during those years, you might have been a different person? Yeah. You feel like God could have changed some things and things would have been just a little bit different? Okay. You said from years 2. Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. Could you imagine your mama having to hide her pregnancy because everybody in the city want to kill her baby? Not just the family members of the daddy or your mama telling you to get an abortion, but everybody in the city wants what you are carrying in your womb to die. Do you think that Moses felt his mother's apprehension in the womb? Do you feel like he could have been a jittery kid? Because a lot of times, however the mama is, when she's pregnant, is like if she screams a lot of times that baby they cry a lot, they yell. If she's being abused, sometimes it literally affects the baby in utero. We all know this. Whatever emotions mom feel, baby feels. So if mom is depressed, you can have a depressed baby. You can have a baby that shows symptoms or signs of gonna be an issue early on. Oh, I know, because however I was when I was pregnant is how my kids are now. Most definitely, I read somewhere he had a stuttering problem. Okay. That could be considered a nervous condition, could it not? Because they always have to tell people that stutter to calm down. It's okay. Just she probably had to talk real fast. Probably had to do her prenatal visits very quickly. Couldn't let nobody know. She was probably always nervous. And then having to go through labor silently. The first thing parents want to hear is their baby cry, but you couldn't even let your baby cry. Because if that baby cried, it might be the last cry you ever hear and they ever have. You don't think that was running through mama's mind when she was feeling him kick around in there? Think about if you got to throw up. Think about how you can just pass out because your iron is low. Think about all of the things that can happen in pregnancy, but you know that if you don't hide this pregnancy, the moment your baby come out, from that moment they breathe to not a very short time, they will not be living. Not because of SIDS, but because someone is going to come and take your child and unalive them. So then you get your baby. You have the baby quietly. How do you keep a newborn baby quiet for 3 months? No sound. You couldn't even imagine. That would be extremely hard. Where would you put the baby if somebody came over to look and search your house? Where would you hide them? How would you keep them quiet? Because most times a newborn baby, but they coming through every day checking folks' houses to make sure you ain't had no baby boy. My first child was silent. My second and third, I would have been caught. Interesting. Somebody would have been able to lay them down. Somebody would have had to be constantly watching them, right? So they finally get to your village looking for kids. And you have to make the decision at 3 or 4 months to either give your baby to the people that you know is about to chop your baby up or do, God forbid, whatever they was about to do, throw them to the alligators, whatever. Or send your baby away. And hope and pray that the alligators, the hippos, the snakes that's in the water don't get your baby. So your whole pregnancy you were stressed out, which means the baby's under the stress most time. You nervous all the time. You have the baby, then you gotta spend 90 straight days keeping your baby completely silent. And then when they come to your city, you gotta make the choice to send your child away and maybe never see him again, or give your baby up to people that are gonna unalive him. What would your mind state be like? What would your mental state be like as a mother, as a parent? Because mind you, she had a husband. Husbands, if you in here, what kind of stress would that put on your mind? Knowing that if you have a son, as soon as he comes out, somebody could take his life. Shaky and unstable, especially without God. Anxious and overwhelmed. Worried and all over the place. You'd have to send your baby away. You wouldn't be able to rest. My son was silent after I told him we don't make all that noise around here. He's still quiet now and he grown. Not then told him once and that was it. Then you say, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have had. I mean, but how would you feel as a dad though? If you got your newborn son, and you know for a fact that soldiers can come through your crib and snatch your baby up. Like, what would that do to you as a man? And know that you got other kids that you got to protect. You got your wife. I mean, fear and sorrow. Because sometimes, y'all, when we read these stories, what's the main thing I ask y'all to do? Write down our own emotions and put yourself in the story. Put yourself in the story. Because it's easy to say, oh, I would have did this and I would have did that. Until you walk yourself back to the beginning of that story and put you as the mama, you as the daddy, and this is your baby. It give you a whole different feel of what it felt like to be in this situation. And then you have to go through and think about, how would you be feeling about God right now? Would you ask God, why would you let me get pregnant if you knew that this was going to happen? Because they had the means to abort pregnancies back then. That ain't nothing that's just new. You think a lot of parents found out they was pregnant and couldn't even embrace that moment that they were going to bring forth a child? It literally brought a fear of, oh my God, no, not right now. Guess we talk it out with God, because he ain't going nowhere. This part. Think about that. For real. Do you understand the condition that this man was born into? But the emotions, could you imagine living in that house? God could have gave him peace, but it still could have been moments of tension. And it don't. So you're a slave working in the heat of Egypt, day and night. You got a pregnant wife, or you pregnant, and you are watching your friends' children be massacred. All for some baby that ain't even born yet. Don't nobody even know exactly which baby it is. So my baby gotta go because y'all don't know who. I don't know. Maybe y'all don't be looking at it how I be looking at it. It's a little different for me in real life. There were women losing their children because of a prophecy that hadn't even happened yet. The baby hadn't even been born yet. We don't know how many children they unalived trying to get to Moses. What if it was 3,000? There was 3,000 other mothers that had to never see their son's eyes open. And I'm not saying yes or no. I don't know. I can't remember if it said a number or not. But think about that. How would you feel towards God at that moment? Would you believe that he ordained this? Would you be shouting around hallelujah? And I'm just asking, because think about it. We didn't all heard the Moses story a gazillion times. But did you put yourself in it? Did you put your baby as being the son or daughter that was in danger? All the while being in slavery. Hello? So can you say that from the beginning Moses' life was crazy? Prior to him even leaving his mother's womb, there was stress surrounding his birth. It was already a tense situation. They was already struggling. They already didn't have what they needed. They already was worried about somebody kicking in their door or putting them out their place or unaliving them or whatever it was. And then I've seen them do it to my friends already. Would you say that he had a traumatic beginning? First 3 months of his life and the 9 months, so the first 12 months of his existence, the 9 months he was in his mama's womb, and the 3 months that he got a chance to suckle at her boob, would you consider that a traumatic beginning? You said I would feel hopeless because I can't even fight back, but I would trust Dad. Okay. Would you agree? If this had been the story of one of your children, how would you tell it? Do you think you get emotional talking about it? No? Okay. Here we go. Now he's 3 years old. We just had to do a little backstory now. It says, and the king said unto the princes who were before him at the table, what speak you, and what say you, O ye princesses, in this matter? And what is to be the judgment against the boy on account of this act? And Balaam, the son of Beor, the magician, answered before the king and princes, and he said, remember now, O my lord and king, the dream which thou didst dream many days since, and that which thy servant interpreted unto thee. Now therefore, this is a child from the Hebrew children, in whom is the Spirit of God. And let not my lord the king imagine that this youngster did this thing without knowledge. Ain't it always an evil, wicked person around trying to get somebody to punish a child for something that they'll be begging for mercy for? This baby was 3. You know they did that on purpose. Now they know what they doing. They know what they doing. Don't forget. He said, don't forget, he ain't one of us. Hey, Pumpkin. He said, don't forget, by blood, by relation, he ain't one of us. Why would this wise man magician be ready to go so hard on a baby? He's 3. And he didn't do nothing but take the hat off the king's head. It was his crown. I know you're not supposed to do it, but it's a baby. So you got a whole room full of adults making decisions on how you are about to discipline this 3-year-old that was in his mama lap, climbed up in his grandpa lap, and pulled his hat off and put it on his own head. Even though he was the king. We know it was a crown, but he's 3. He ain't even got in this world good. And to make an example, what he said is we need to make an example out of him. A baby. It says, for he is a Hebrew boy, and wisdom and understanding are with him, although he is yet a child, And with wisdom he has done this, and chosen unto himself the kingdom of Egypt. For this is the manner of all Hebrews, to deceive kings and their nobles, to do all things cunningly, in order to make the kings of the earth and their men tremble. Surely thou knowest that Abraham their fathers acted thus, who deceived the army of Nimrod king of Babel, and Abimelech king of Gerar, and that he possessed himself of the land of the children of Heth, and all the kingdoms of Canaan. And that he had and that he had descended into Egypt, and said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister, in order to mislead Egypt and her king. His son Isaac also did so, when he went to Gerar, and dwelt there, and his strength prevailed over the army of Abimelech king of the Philistines. They sure was running through them giants, wasn't they? He also thought of making the kingdom of the Philistines stumble, in saying that Rebekah, his wife, was his sister. Jacob also dealt treacherously with his brother, and took from his hand his birthright and his blessing. He went then to Padan Aram, to the house of Laban his mother's brother, and cunningly obtained from him his daughter, his cattle, and all belonging to him, and fled away, and returned to the land of Canaan his father. His sons sold their brother Joseph, who went down into Egypt and became a slave. He was placed in the prison house for 12 years, until the former Pharaoh dreamed dreams and withdrew him from the prison house, and magnified him above all the princes in Egypt, on account of his interpreting his dreams to him. And when God caused a famine throughout the land, he sent for and brought his father and all his brothers and the whole of his father's household, and supported them without price or reward, and bought the Egyptians for slaves. Now therefore, my Lord, behold, this child is risen up in their stead in Egypt, to do according to their deeds, and to trifle with every king, prince, and judge. If it please the king, let us now spill his blood upon the ground, lest he grow up and take away the government from thy hand, and the hope of Egypt perish after he shall have reigned. Hold on. I want to say this. Don't think they don't know your people. They know your people. They know your story better than you do. You see how they just ran down Moses' whole bloodline? The enemy know your peoples. Even if you don't, he know what's in you too. Sure does. He can see the hand of God on your life from a child. And if anybody try to make it seem like that ain't what it was, he gonna run they whole. The mama was, the daddy did it, and don't forget the grandpa and the. Why you think people are always trying to crush a child's spirit? Come here, little ugly, with your stupid self. What's wrong with you? MF, get your dumb A over here. You call the pretty ones ugly, the smart ones stupid. You speak against what God put down in them before they can even get to 5 years old. If the child is loving, get off of me. You always doing that mushy stuff. Move somewhere. So you going to crush the love of God, the loving spirit that God put down in that baby? You going to tell them they didn't see what they thought they saw when God gave that baby wisdom from birth? You going to tell them they didn't see what they see when God gave that baby discernment? You going to call them weak because you know they strong, and no matter how crazy you talk to them, they won't cry, so you try to break their spirit? Oh. Whole adults standing in the room. I was called stupid as a child, and that I wouldn't amount to anything. Well, God showed them. Come on. Talk about their other parent in their face. So then they start to hate themselves. And you know they family. He get that from their family, because our family don't do that over here. You know they mama and daddy and cousin and blah, 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 blah. Hey, Balaam. Hey, Balaam. You done laid the whole line of Israel on this baby back, and he's 3. How many people have you laid a whole lineage on one person from what you knew about the whole family? And you spoke every single thing that you know that those people did over that one baby. They just got here. They just in the beginning. Hey? Huh? Hello? All my hair is standing up on my body. Hello? I'm going to need you to stop listening outside my childhood window. Auntie? I'm sorry. I love you, Auntie. Look it. We trained, not traumatized. You see, we got the army gear on today. We trained, not traumatized, Auntie. Hi, family. Can someone tell me the chapter we're on? 70. Chapter 70. That's why we got this on today. Can I ask y'all a question? Did Moses have to walk alone for a while? You said, I need that shirt. Girl, I made this on my Cricut. Y'all know I don't know nothing about mass producing, so if you want to make one, go right ahead. No longer traumatized. My daddy fixed it all. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's why we trained and not traumatized, Auntie. It was our training. You said, yes, Moses had to walk by himself. Anybody else agree that Moses had to walk by himself? He had to leave by himself. He had to go off, and he didn't know what was going to happen by himself. Huh? He did. When he was put into the desert to die. Hold on. It happened before that. When his mom, right, Auntie, but I'm saying as far as people, you said it, God was with him, but think about it. It happened when his mama put him in a basket too. That 3-month-old baby had absolutely no idea. And an alligator could have got up and snapped a crocodile and snapped that basket and killed that baby. They could smell that baby in there. She had to push her baby into the unknown to save him. Did she not? Again, She had to push her baby into the unknown to save him. When God pushed him into the unknown, he came back and saved everybody else. You said what? You said what? So from the beginning, he was used to walking by himself, with God, of course. But he was used to moving by himself. Going out into the unknown where anything can happen. And his mama started the faith walk. I got to depend on God. I got to let my baby go. How many of y'all have stunted your children's growth because you wanted to keep them under you and God has something for them to do and they feel like they never lived up to their potential because you didn't have enough faith to let that baby go? Think about how many mothers didn't do that and somebody came and picked up their baby and their baby trying to hold on to their baby, they lost their baby. Trying to save their baby's life. They put them right into the people of the hands of the people that was going to take it. So from the beginning, you was being trained, not traumatized. Moses could have walked around. I had to leave my mama. Everybody was trying to kill me before I even got here. My cousins got killed. I didn't even get to meet my great uncle because they killed him. He could have walked around mad every day because people that didn't even know what his name was going to be or whatever was trying to take his life before he ever could even breathe it. Before he could ever take one breath. I had to leave my mama when I was only 3 months old. I was in foster care. They didn't like me. They treated me differently. You could have did that. He could have. Did he? He knew he was treated differently. They never let you forget who they know you are. And here is a whole committee of grown old men that is talking about spilling the blood of a 3-year-old child because he took the hat off of somebody's head. So not only did they want to kill you before you got here, you only been here roughly 1,000 days and they trying to spill your blood again. You don't know how many times people that tried to. Could that have been a part? They tried to kill me. My mom was gonna, and then he got 1,000 stories before he hit 13 of how traumatic his life was. You got to think, being a Hebrew then was like being called a nigga or a slur. Dirty Hebrew. Go get my water, Hebrew. Where's your God now, Hebrew? I'm sure he understood multiple languages. Sure, when visiting kings came, they snickered under the. Y'all didn't watch. Y'all know Jon Snow. Y'all know Jon Snow. Y'all know what they did with Jon Snow. No? Do you think that Moses could have ran around and said he lived a traumatized life, a traumatic life? Do you think he had a reason to go around with a chip on his shoulder? Do you think? Huh? He had every reason to be mad and angry and do people dirty. Yep. Yep. Sure did. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. Hold on 1 second. All right, it says, and Balaam said to the king, now, who thought that God dealt with Balaam kind of harshly when the angel was there to kill him so many times? Anybody thought the way that God dealt with Balaam? Like, dang, he was going, and you got the angel going out into the field and getting right under the underpass. Look at what was in Balaam's heart. This the same Balaam so he was begging for mercy for his life, but the whole time he was trying to take a 3-year-old's life. Again, adults is always asking kids to deal with stuff that they won't deal with themselves. Putting the pressure on a kid that they whole grown self can't even take. And if they was put in that situation, be crumbling and kissing somebody's feet trying to get out of it. But you expect a kid to deal with it. Interesting. Interesting. You don't think that's crazy? Wasn't Balaam begging for his life? Once the donkey said, it's an angel up there to kill you. This was the same man that was going to spill Moses' blood as a baby. And you a whole grown man. Lord. It says, and Balaam said to the king, let us moreover call for all the judges of Egypt and the wise men thereof, and let us know if the judgment of death is due to this boy, as thou didst say, and then we will slay him. And Pharaoh sent and called for all the wise men of Egypt, and they came before the king. Here we go. My daddy always gonna step in. And an angel of the Lord came amongst them. And he was like one of the wise men of Egypt. How many times have y'all heard me say that you could be going in a gas station and you can see the person that is always sitting out there, but that one time that they ask you for money, it's not them. That person is probably over panhandling somewhere else. That's really an angel of God sitting there waiting to give you a blessing. Y'all heard me. You heard me say that, Isabel. Anybody else heard me tell stories like that? Like, you don't even know, it probably wasn't even that person, it was an angel. But that's the face that God know you know, so the angel comes in that form. You don't think the king would know his wise men? Excuse me. This is the king's court. You don't think he know every last one? You don't think Trump know everybody in his cabinet? You don't think Obama knew everybody in his cabinet? And God let an angel shapeshift into one of his wise men to come into his court. Who knows where the wise man was at that moment? Make you think about when people agree to stuff or do stuff and they be like, I didn't do that. They be like, yes, you did. No, I didn't. I'd never say that. I would have never done that, but you said it. But you did it. Now, does this take you to Hollywood? Y'all know they keep saying the people that we think is dead ain't dead. They still here. They just somebody else. A Gucci suit. If Lucifer runs Hollywood and he is a fallen angel and he still has the ability, we know this, to transform into other beings, do you think he didn't teach the people that serve him how to do so? You said my ears started ringing when you said that. Oh. How many of y'all then ran into a person or see a person and just this day you talk to them? This day is something about them. This day it is something different. Whole time it wasn't even that person, it was an angel talking to you. God let an angel transform into somebody that Pharaoh trusted to protect his people, to protect his investment. Let's not remember, they know the prophecy, so they already know who Moses is. Keep your enemies, your friends close and your enemies closer. How about let them come live with you? How about you have to teach them everything you know? How about you got to feed them and clothe them and pay for their vacations and pay for their schooling and pay for their, oh, okay. Do y'all see? You don't think God is a strategist? He gonna make your enemy teach you how they move, let you be in they. Moses knew every single move. Pharaoh, his mom, that's his granddaddy. Moses had access into rooms that officials and certain servants and different people would never be able to go because he was considered family. You don't think God let him run through there because he knew he was about to run through there? Huh? He let him run through every hall of that palace. He knew ways to escape. Oh, auntie, you're in my house real bad. Thank you. You welcome, pumpkin. You welcome. God know what we all need, baby girl. You hear me? From birth, from the beginning, God was training you. Here we go. Excuse me. It says, if it please the king, let the king send for men who shall bring before him an onyx stone and a coal of fire, and place them before the child. And if the child shall stretch forth his hand and take the onyx, then shall we know that with wisdom has this youth done all that he has done, and we must slay him. But if he stretch forth his hand upon the coal, then shall we know it was not with knowledge that he did this thing, and he shall live. And the king seemed good in the eyes. And the thing seemed good in the eyes of the king and the princess, so that oh y'all, I'm sorry. Give me a second. And the princess. So the king did accordingly to the word of the angel of the Lord. And the king ordered the onyx stone and a coal to be brought and placed before Moses. His mama was his nurse, so his mama could have very well been in this room. His real mama, not the adopted mother. Not that that's any difference, because he had two mamas. How would you feel if somebody took a coal off the grill and a black rock and put them in front of your 3-year-old and told them to pick? People do this with quarters, like nickels and dimes and half dollars. How would you feel if somebody took a rock, a regular rock, and then went and got a coal off the grill and set it in front of your baby and told them to pick one? Which one do you think your child was going to pick? Which one you think your baby gonna pick? Your grandbaby gonna pick? Your niece gonna pick? Which one you think they gonna try to touch? The one that's glowing red or the black rock? Three now. The one that's glowing red. What would your baby do? The glowing red rock. Interesting. Interesting. Woo. And they placed the boy before them, and the lad endeavored to stretch forth his hand to touch to the onyx stone. But the angel of the Lord took his hand and placed it upon the coal, and the coal became extinguished in his hand. And he lifted it up and put it into his mouth, and burned part of his lips and part of his tongue, and he became heavy in mouth and tongue. Nisi Poo, didn't you say Moses had a stuttering problem? He stuttered. Could this possibly be how he got it? We all knew that Moses stuttered. That's why he wanted his brother to speak for him. Right? But you know what else God did? You know what else God did? That part. He purified his mouth, the same mouth he was going to spit that fire out of. Remember I told y'all Moses' story hit home with me more than y'all know. Okay? You want to know what happened to CERCA when she was 2 and 3 years old? Burned and cut. Burned and cut. Burned and cut. You heard me? But these is the same hands that God allowed me to touch wombs and eyes and ears and pray over some change for somebody and ask God to multiply it. The devil never wanted me to use it. My hand was cut into 5 pieces and then burned all the way up my arm the next year. But this the same hand I done shook hands with kings. This is the same hand that done wrote out prophecies that God gave me that have came to pass, the same one. And it happened when I was 2 and when I was 3. Okay. Then that same fire came for my leg. Well, you know what? That was around the time I went on and started really walking for the Lord at that time. And I wasn't using my legs for other things. I was using them to walk in the bookstores and get what I'm supposed to get out of here and go and use them to... You said I was burned on my thigh and cut on my leg to the bone. Come on. Come on. So the red burning rock represents Moses' words for blessed words like hot fire. Come on, everything he said happened, didn't it? He said, let my people go. You can't go talking to Pharaoh. Let my people go, Pharaoh. All the hair on my legs is standing up. Let my people go, or the plagues is going to come. Let them go. It's going to be frogs. It's going to be gnats. The water is going to turn. You said my big toe was almost cut off when I was 4. Come on. Come on. Again, trained, not traumatized. Say it with me. Trained. You said face split open at 13. Okay. Trained, not traumatized. Say it with me. You've been in training from the beginning. Trained, not traumatized. You've been in service to God. You heard what he said. The Holy Spirit was in him. The wisdom and knowledge of God was in him from birth. So not only did your mama have to hide your pregnancy, not only did you have to go into foster care, not only are you dealing with all of these people that really don't like you, that's calling you a nigga behind your back, now you got a whole room of men. First they wanted to kill you. Now, since they can't kill you because God sent an angel to protect you. Remember I told you I used to be in a trap in different places, and God always had somebody that was watching me, and it was crazy because I never even knew the person even knew who I was and whatever else, and they're like, nah, what y'all not about to do is, and I'd be like, oh, cool, crazy. Can you walk me to my car? You said lost sight and the natural color in my left eye at 12. Here we go. I'm just listening again. Got to cook. What's on my right side? All the way, right leg, right arm, but I got this at 3 and this at 33. Ain't that crazy? Don't fall down now. Hold on. Hey, Justice, you'll hear me. God purified the same mouth that he was going. If his lip is burned, sometimes burns don't heal. Discoloration can be there. It can be bruising of the skin. We don't even know if he had his whole tongue, or if part of his taste buds and stuff was messed up, so it ruined the nerves. Think about if you put a hot coal in your mouth, all your nerve endings and all of that stuff in there. Come on, think about it. It could definitely damage. I got cut deep on the palm of my hand, and I thought I was going to be able to make a fist. Come on. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Who thinks that Moses had we ain't even got past 3. It was a fire on your left. Crazy. He got past 3, and now somebody then put a hot coal in his mouth. What if God does that when we burn our tongue on something hot? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. All right. It says, and when the king and princess saw this, they knew that Moses had not acted with wisdom in taking off the crown from the king's head. So the king and princess refrained from slaying the child. So Moses remained in Pharaoh's house. But did he know what he was doing, though? Did he know what he was doing? It said that Moses went to grab for that onyx. The angel moved his hand to the fire. He did. He absolutely knew what he was doing. Shut up, you're not the president. You're not the president. Shut up. Shh. You're not the president. The devil tried to stop me from having kids pre-cancerous cells at 17, but I had 3 healthy children, and I lost. And the last one, I'm sorry, but I have 3 healthy children, and I had the last one with 1 tube and 1 ovary. I need to, Shanika, I might need to send me your stuff. Send me your stuff. I need my baby to see that. Hey, I'm gonna just, okay, thank you. That's what that call last night was about. God be, thank you, Dad. Whew. Y'all don't know. Y'all be sending some stuff for me too, and it don't necessarily be directly for me, but it be for my family. Thank you for telling your testimony. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. All right. DTT, blah, 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 um, all right. It says, so the king and princes refrained from slaying the child. So Moses remained in Pharaoh's house growing up, and the Lord was with him. And whilst the boy was in the king's house, he was robed in purple, and he grew amongst the children of the king. And when Moses grew up in the king's house, Bethia, the daughter of Pharaoh, considered him as a son. And all the household of Pharaoh honored him, and all the men of Egypt were afraid of him. And he daily went forth and came into the land of Goshen, where his brethren, the children of Israel, were. And Moses saw them daily in shortness of breath and hard labor. And Moses asked them, saying, wherefore is this labor meted out? I'm thinking it's supposed to be metered out unto you day by day. And they told him all that had befallen them, and all the injunctions which Pharaoh had put upon them before his birth. You mean like all of the executive orders that's being signed right now? Yep. And they told him all the counsels which Balaam the son of Beor had counseled against them. So it's always some old wicked person in the back trying to spit in somebody's ear to try to treat somebody else bad. Oh, so Balaam, who would Balaam be in our world? What's Balaam of Beor's new name in 2025? Elon. Old Musty. Trump is imposing the tariffs, but Elon is the reason why he is. And Elon's prejudice, well, he prejudiced too, but you know what I mean. Same spirit. You want people to work hard and do all this while you living it up and living good. They building your stuff and working your fields. We see in the same spirit right here. That part. Okay. Here we go. It says, and what he had also counseled against him in order to slay him when he had taken the king's crown from off his head. So Moses might not even have remembered what went on or knew of what that whole experience was. But now the Israelites came back and told him, oh, you didn't know he was going to kill you too when you was a little kid. Moses said, what, nigga? Yeah, you don't remember when you took the crown? You heard that story yet? Well, you didn't know. Balaam is the one that told him to kill you. And when Moses heard these things, his anger was kindled against Balaam, and he sought to kill him. And he was in ambush for him day by day. That nigga was on the hunt. You was gonna kill me, nigga, when I was 3, nigga? For real, nigga? I was a kid, nigga. You was gonna try to take my life, nigga, while I was a kid? Like, really, nigga? Hey, where Balaam at? Y'all ain't seen him? You said he over where? I'll bet. Over there? Oh, for real? Yeah. Nah, don't tell him I'm looking for him. Just right on. Cool. I see y'all. Hey! Y'all seen Balaam? You seen Balaam anywhere? While I'm looking for him, man, I just need to holler at him for a minute. Don't even worry about it. We cool. Nah, don't tell him you see me. I run into him. Don't even tell him. There are some people that been wanting your life since you was a child. And then they got a smile on your face. You hear me? Thank you, Miss Ida. They got a smile on you. I'm dealing with it right now. No joke. All jokes aside, I'm dealing with it right now. A person that continually, literally tried to take my life. And they gotta watch me flourish. Whole job. Told everybody they need to die. She need to die. God gonna kill her. She need to die. God showed me she gonna die. And then when that didn't work, tried to kill me with their own hands. You hear me? You been getting trained for whatever battles you fight from the beginning. It wasn't supposed to traumatize you. It was supposed to train you. Because if Moses had never been in such a disadvantage when he was a child, do you think he would have been worried about saving other people that was at a disadvantage? If he had never had to be taken away from the people that he loved, do you think he would care? Do you? He knew he was at a disadvantage. First of all, he got a speech impediment. And you can look at him and tell, that is not that boy's son. Girl, please. I mean, we love him like he ours, but everybody know he ain't ours. Don't act like y'all don't do it in the family right now. You said, Auntie, you done been in some parts of the hood because your scripts are spot on. Some. You can take your auntie out the hood, baby, but you can't take the hood out your auntie. Look here, honey. You did, was, is, will be if he let me. He won't let me over there. He won't let me over there. He will not let me over there, honey. So I was trying to get him to move me to the hood when I came over here. You ain't saying? He's like, absolutely not. No. Show was. I said, well, look at this house. No, that's the hood. Auntie, he'll move us all up out of there, but baby, you be itching to go back. Like, can I just go over there one time? I didn't even do nothing last time I was over there. I just want to go over there to the hood for a little bit. I ain't been over there in a long time. Got to see no hood niggas riding through in white tees, and I couldn't tell you hello. Listen, you hear me? Listen. I just want to go over there. I ain't even going to be there that long. Just 2 minutes. Can I just go for two minutes? You said even without just a walkthrough. You hear me? You said 4. I can stay for. Okay, I'm going to be right back. He be sitting there waiting like, I knew you wasn't coming right back. I got, cause see what had happened was I was talking to the people in the hood, and then they start throwing a barbecue. 95%, that part, Auntie, this, 95% Christ-like, 5% hood mouse. Yes. That part. That part. Maybe about 7, I don't know. Maybe about 12%. I don't know. Auntie said 5. I might have to go up a couple percentages. I'm gonna have to talk to my My analysts and see what they say. Listen here, cause baby, he said no hood for you. I said just let me go over there for a little. You know the hood people like me. He said that's the problem. That's why you can't go over there. Mm-hmm. You said sigh. God snatched me out of there quickly, but I'm by the army, girl. Did. And he won't let me return. I've been exiled from the hood. Listen, you said I'm lying 50-50, right, Auntie? That's what I'm saying. Oh no. And it be that teeter-totter thing. Some days the meter is over here, and some days it be struggling. It be struggling. Listen, it be struggling. Y'all know how we used to be trying to get the car to go up, and the thing used to be doing like this. See, the hood part, like the Christian part be up, but the hood part be like, that meter be trying to go back over that way, and then it just slammed to the front. I'm trying to tell you. It just slammed to the front. Ooh, God. It's all right. I'm grateful for my time in Egypt. It taught me something. Let's go. All right. So we down here. At 38. It said, and when Moses heard these things, we got that 39. And Balaam was afraid of Moses. What? Not the nigga that talks so loud about how you wanted to take my life. Now you scared? Now that I'm up to size and I can fight for myself, you ain't got all that to say. Come again and say what? So you tried to, for real? Oh no, I okay. Cause that ain't what I heard. While I was vulnerable and couldn't fight for myself, I saw the worst in you. Now I done beat up. Now you ain't got nothing to say. Now you running. Cause for real, I should be coming to see you. I was a kid. What did I do to you? You hear me? Again. From the beginning. He a full-grown Rottweiler now. It's all bark, no bite. Come on, pumpkin. Most people always want you in your most vulnerable state. They never want you at your tip-top best, babe. Especially predators or people that's always weaving their little webs into whispering in ears and all that. I don't do that ear whisper stuff. Say it out loud. Because if you got to whisper it, you probably on some BS. Moses was super dark and tall too with a little stutter. Yeah, Moses didn't come to play. Come on. He probably looked like Xavier legit. Legit, whatever his name. Oh, goodness. They need to get him to play Moses, baby. They need to get that Xavier legit to play Moses and see how he talk. Baby, let me run to the bathroom. He'll be perfect for the role. God, can you please let somebody do a Moses movie and let Xavier, because they won't be able to understand what he say either. And I'm sure he got a brother. Don't y'all think Xavier legit, whatever his name is, he say, oh man, just they need to get him to play Moses. If the Lord, if he could do anything for me, listen, he fit the role perfect. He mumble when he talk, and it's fine. He is fine. And he know how to ride a horse. Goodness gracious. And he eat raccoon. Or Aaron Pierre, he nice too. Aaron Pierre is nice too, auntie. He nice, but that Xavier, baby, listen. I put a post on somebody's thing, and they deleted it. Do y'all want to know what I said? Huh? The football player girl. Ooh wee. Y'all what? Auntie, you on to something grand? Something? Listen, somebody. I'm trying to tell you. Auntie, he young. What that mean? never, but it's always room for a never. I said he gonna play Moses. I didn't say I was about to be trying to be Sarah or nothing or whatever. I'm just saying. He's still nice to look at, right? What you mean, nephew? Holly Berry, oh, did that stop you? No. You didn't sing, I don't know what movie she didn't play in. Did that stop you? She old as dirt to you. Damn near old enough to be your grandma. That didn't stop you from Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. So stop it. We on the same listen. Right, nephew. Talking about auntie, he young. Uh-huh. And Jada Pinkett is old. Jada Pinkett, Holly Berry, what you said we're talking about? We ain't talking about me. What's the old girl name that played in Love and Basketball? Don't forget her. Any okay. All right, let's go. Okay, now listen. Listen. Cher got her a young whippersnapper. Yeah, no. My kids would not ever allow it, but he nice to look at though. Yeah. They did that. They did that. But somebody need to get him to play Moses for real though. I ain't joking. He'll be a perfect example of that. Yeah. Tell me he wouldn't. He would be a perfect example of Moses. Moses rode horses too. He was an excellent horse rider. And in that son, yeah, he could be Moses. For real. I'm not even joking. He could be Moses. You said y'all always had limits. What you mean? Hey, they going for the aunties and ears. Auntie got a better shot than half the. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm married. Just keep swimming. Listen, ain't nobody y'all. Y'all been around me for 3 years. If believe me. Oh, we always had age limits. Yeah, because we got kids. We be the ones stuck with the kids. My son ain't about to. I asked him, I said, what you going to do if I bring somebody 26, 27, 28, 29 home? He said, you won't. He know better. When he was 11 and I was only, what, 28, 27, I still dated older just because, I'm just, I mean, ain't no, y'all leave me alone. Mm-mm-mm. We got eyes, don't we? That's right. You said we are limitless. No, listen. We can do it if we want to. It's plenty of women that do. My mama being one of them. What do you mean? All my mama husbands been younger than her. My birth certificate, the mama is 22 and the daddy is 17. What you mean? It's been done in my life. I just told you what it is. It ain't that we can't. We just don't. baby, that's one thing you can count on tea, water, and coffee doing is keeping you flushing. I say that. Let me quit messing with y'all. Some of y'all can't see CERCA like that. I got eyes, don't I? Just like Miss Ida said. Dang it. And I just be messing with y'all. Y'all know if I wanted to date somebody younger, ain't nobody who'd have stopped me. Nobody. That ain't what I want to do. I don't got time. I got my son is 28. I be playing with y'all. We just be having a good time. Y'all know. Ain't nobody gonna have nothing to say about it. Nobody. Oh, girl, no. I do not want that headache. Nothing to you, nephew, or none of y'all. The world is ending. It is. Good point, Isabel. No, girl, please. I ain't trying to. I need somebody with some gray in their face. Period. You look at me, girl. They'll be. You're not my mom. I already went through that with my last man, and see, I was fooled because he had gray in his face, but I still used to hear, "You're not my mama" every day. You're not my mother. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to tell you that, but I don't know. Moving on. Yeah, y'all know I'm human. Again, I'm a teacher. Yes, God has called me to do certain things, but I'm still human all the way through, and ain't gonna fake for nobody. Moving on. Here we go. So, 39. It says, and Balaam was afraid of Moses, and he and his 2 sons rose up and went forth from Egypt. And they fled and delivered their souls and betook themselves to the land of Cush, to Kikianus, king of Cush. Let me ask you a question. The people from the black community, I'm not singling nobody out, but I'm just saying. People from the black community, is it crazy how we keep seeing all the names that we named our kids? Kiki, Kiana. Y'all see it? There's so many names outside of the Jeremiahs and stuff like that. But y'all be seeing y'all kids' names in here, nieces and nephews, cousins and stuff, or a version of it. It's so many names. I'll be like, oh, no, somebody named that. Like Darius. Everybody know Darius gonna have a cone head and he bad. Probably got some little ashy knees because he climbing trees and stuff. All the Dariuses I know, you said your daughter's name is Kit. is they used to be chocolate with some little ashy knees. They probably didn't got some holes in their jeans and about to get it with Darius, get in here. And he go by Day at his grandma's house. All the Dariuses I know. You said girl. Listen, I'm like, what? Come on, these is our people. All the Dariuses I know. These just the ones I know. They was bad. My little cousin is Darius, and he was bad AF. I'm trying to tell you, and Kiana, right? I'm trying to somebody like my son named Darius. He was bad. He was bad. You said my brother's name is Darius. Was he bad, Miss Mitchell? Was he always getting a whooping? Getting sent to his room? He didn't bust his way in your room and you got to push him out? All the Dariuses I know was bad. All of them. I ain't met one little kid named Darius that ain't been bad. He was defiant. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gonna be into something. What you over there doing? Nothing. Yes, you is. Just by the way you said nothing. Your nephew, my baby named Darius, and he was bad as F. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't trying to put nobody. I just know all the Dariuses I know was all in school. They was getting in trouble. Like they was always doing, and it wasn't necessarily that they was bad. They was just always doing something. Always doing something. All the Dariuses I know was always doing something. Getting called in the office, got the principal coming to get you out of class. Like, what is you? You said, see? Listen, moving on. Here we go. Oh, man. All right. And Moses was in the king's house going out and coming in. And the Lord gave him favor in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants and in the eyes of all the people of Egypt. And they loved Moses exceedingly. Can I ask you a question? Have you been the person at your job, at school, in your family that everybody made difference in? But when you got outside of that situation or when your boss wasn't around, you knew that the reason that they treated you like that is because you got the attention that they wanted. You got the praise, the hey girl, your outfit is cute, the bro, I like your car, the whatever. My sons heard you talking about the Darius and they said, oh, I know what she means. Hilarious. My nephew, he wasn't bad. He's a nerd. Oh, okay. Well, you the one. Because I said all the ones I met. All the Dariuses I know. Now yours, good job. Mine, all the Dariuses I knew was they cut up. And they might not have been bad, but they was always into some stuff. Definitely. Right? How many of you feel like the black sheep? You? Anybody else? You the one everybody always got their eye on, always watching what you do, always, hey, sugar. Huh? You? You? Yeah? Yeah? So most of us in here are. Do you feel like people used to be mad when good stuff used to happen for you? You said I was, still am. Interesting. Your family be mad when good things come your way? Be lurking. Oh, sure do. Goodness, great. They sure do be lurking. And again, they know your story before you even know who you are. They was trying to get rid of your self-esteem, your courage, your abilities before you ever even knew you had them. You said you can see the hate in their eyes, and when they talk, ooh, I know they got that Cat Williams stomach virus. Listen, Cat Williams stomach virus face, baby, I done seen it too. I be trying not to tell y'all all my business, but can I tell you something about discernment? "22 years ago, 23, I was impregnated by a person, and I felt in my spirit that this person really didn't even like me, and everything that was around me was for what I made them look or feel or whatever else it was, right? And so I got the hell away from that person. And do you know, recently this person just told me, yeah, I didn't like you. Oh, I know, because everything that you did was trying to ruin my life. It showed, and I picked up on it, but you were just man enough to say it now. I just posted about me graduating, and my cousin called me out the blue talking about his accomplishments, like, congrats, wow. Mm-hmm. The only person I'm in competition with is my old self, my flesh, that part, trying to unalive you spiritually, physically, and mentally. You said, get out my house. I'm trying to tell you, I didn't like you. Oh, I knew, and that's why I got the hell away from you. Pregnant and all. I went on and got on, did, because the things that you liked about me were the things that you wanted for yourself. And so when you saw me accomplishing my goals, you was going to do everything that you could. Tell a lie, throw a monkey wrench in my way to try to make me stay under you. And I learned 22 years later, whole time you was a hater. And still is. Gonna tell me I'm being condescending because I'm telling you the truth. And you expect me to sit here and keep listening to you tell me a lie about my life. You crazy. I said, is this the monologue you spitting out to people? It's not a monologue. I said, sure it is, because it's definitely been scripted, because none of that happened. But I can run it down to. I said, you used to smoke a lot of weed or something? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay, because you forgot everything, did you? The real life. But you gonna tell the story to make you look good. And that be the problem with people that see your potential and they want it for themselves, baby. They either gonna talk about you like a dog behind your back and make it so if people run into you, they already have an opinion of you, or they gonna try to steal your life. Literally. All jokes aside, you said we be feeling it deep down in our head, and maybe somewhere else we be feeling it. Listen, trying to tell you, I said, whoa. And you know what? I told my daughter the other day. I said I have really come to the realization that most of the people around me, they did never even like me. Some of them have told me to my face, I don't think you deserved anything, or I don't think you deserved anything, or I didn't like you, or yeah, nobody's ever. Oh, wish I would have known that in the beginning. And I had feelings, but I kept trying to shake them out. But the whole time, you was my enemy. Think about it. Balaam, Balaam knew all of Moses' history. He knew who Moses was. And so he instantly tried to start speaking poison. I just found that out about myself too. Uh-oh. Nephew, ain't it crazy? You be thinking people really mess with you, and whole time they hate your guts. They can't stand you, but they are around you to siphon your energy, siphon your character, take your wisdom, all this so weird stuff, and they be literally throwing monkey wrenches in your way. No, I can't deal with you. I will be by. Look, I don't be having no friends or nobody, because baby, folks be weird. You said that was my two ex-besties. I'm trying to tell you, and you be like, ugh. Exactly. They don't tell us that they don't like us until they know they can't get nothing else from us. This. And this is why they don't like when you come around, because they be trying to be you when you're not around, baby, man and woman. I'm trying to tell you, I know this. And it's scary. But you know what I told my daughter the other day? I said, I didn't realize how many people don't have a personality. They don't have their own personality. They, whoever they are around, they gonna repeat only what other people say. They don't go looking for nothing they sell. And if you would let them lie to you, baby, they'll make up all kind of stories about people to make themselves look good. I said, boy, I told my daughter, said, Mom, one thing I'm grateful for you. You always faced whatever it was, you dealt with it, and you moved on. I said, baby, because I don't want to live like that. Because when you won't accept the truth, the only thing that you can live in is a lie. Whether it be the truth about yourself, the truth about the people around you, the truth about the situation you in. Like, if you don't accept the truth, over time, you just start, your whole life is a lie. And you get so comfortable repeating those lies that you will repeat it to the person you lying about and don't even realize what you did. You know how they say imitation is flattering? It ain't never felt flattering that way to me. God made me, and you, girl, I do not like it. Like, some things, okay, oh, that's cute. You know, I saw that, I want to try. But not you being me. But I just saw something that says a narcissist, if they can't become you, they got to destroy you. Baby. You got to accept the truth. I'm trying to tell you. I'm going through this right now. My ex-best friend gives me the ick so bad now because of the things I've been through, because of this person. Being alone is so refreshing. Baby, I will cut a friend off in a minute. I will cut a family member off in a minute. I'm not about to keep on. I told you, I'm not walking around with that in my stomach. I refuse to walk around with stress and anxiety, and it's all because my spirit is telling me you're not right. I'm just not going to be around you. And that ain't like, oh, my cutoff game strong. No. God gave us wisdom. He gave us discernment for a reason. A lot of people don't use it and try to let people get them into, oh, girl, you tripping. No, the hell I ain't. I should not trust you. I should not be around you. Some keep telling me the moment you can, you going to snake me. And anytime that I had that feeling about somebody, I guarantee you this, it became a reality. Gotta be warning me, and I wouldn't get away from them, whether it be they trying to backdoor me on some crazy stuff, business, whatever. Like, it has never not happened. My own family would talk about how bad my kids were, but their own house had more trash than mine. Listen, Yah will protect you if you are a good person. Don't matter how or who it is that do you dirty. He has my listen that part. And I ain't saying I always just been a good person, but I'm telling you right now, my goal ain't I ain't out to hurt nobody. I ain't out to take nothing from nobody unjustly or none of that. And that you get to a point where you can't even. I don't know parts of it. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. I don't want to get in that mindset. All right. So it says, and and the day they told him about him trying to get rid of him. All right. And the day arrived when Moses, 41, y'all, went into Goshen to see his brethren, that he saw the children of Israel in their burdens and hard labor. And Moses was grieved on their account. And Moses returned to Egypt and came to the house of Pharaoh and came before the king. And Moses bowed down before the king. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, I pray thee, my Lord, I have come to seek a small request from thee. Turn not away from my face empty. Turn not away my face empty. And Pharaoh said unto him, Speak. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Let there be given unto thy servants, the children of Israel, who are in Goshen, one day to rest therein from their labor. And the king answered Moses and said, Behold, I have lifted up thy face in this thing to grant thy request. And Pharaoh ordered a proclamation to be issued throughout Egypt and Goshen, saying, to you, all of the children of Israel, thus says the king, for 6 days you shall do your work and labor, but on the 7th day you shall rest, and shall not perform any work. Thus shall you do all the days, as the king and Moses, the son of Bethiah, have commanded. And Moses rejoiced at this thing which the king had granted to him, and all the children of Israel did as Moses ordered them. For this thing was from the Lord to the children of Israel, for the Lord had begun to remember the children of Israel to save them for the sake of their fathers. And the Lord was with Moses, and his fame went throughout Egypt, and Moses became great in the eyes of all the Egyptians and in the eyes of all the children of Israel, seeking good for his people Israel, and speaking words of peace regarding them to the king. So let me ask you a question. Does this story, and even the story of Daniel, make you look at your tragedy different? Make you look at your trauma differently? I was just a kid. So was he. I didn't do nothing to nobody. Neither did he. Well, that wasn't fair. His life wasn't fair either. Understand that from the beginning, again, God wanted you to be trained, not traumatized. But the devil kept you looking at what happened instead of why it was happening. You hear me? Trauma, 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 trauma. God said training, 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 training. I had to get it in you early. I had to let you see injustices early, so that didn't set up in your heart, so you will be the person that when you see somebody being wrongly treated, that you will stand up for them. So he let you be treated badly early so that you knew how to treat people later. so that you would stand up for the person that was being treated badly, so that you could be a leader out of situations where people are in slavery and you got tired of it, so you gonna be the one to stand up for it. You got me over here saying, why not me? Okay, I'm asking. You can live in trauma or you can live in training. Which one do you want to do? Tell me. You're welcome. I can woe is me all day, but I used it for training to help me. And it ain't nothing but God's grace that mindset is even there. But hopefully, instead of you sitting at home talking about woe is me and what I missed out on and what I don't got and what could have happened and what God said, I used it all. I had to tell this to my mom the other day. I said, can I tell you something? Because my mom used to think I was just a wayward person. And I said, Mama, let me explain something to you. I said, when I worked doing this, God had me doing this. When I worked doing that, I was just going down through the list. But I showed her. I said, well, when I started studying when I was going to go into insurance, that took me to the stock market. And that's how I learned that you need to be this and that, and stocks and bonds ain't nothing but insurance policies and blah, 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 blah. But if I had never taken the job to go see if I wanted to do insurance, I would have never start paying attention to the stock market. So then, as I started paying attention to the stock market, I started paying attention to international trade. I was telling her about when I went to beauty school, and I said, well, Mama, you know what's crazy? I can look at a person's scalp and tell if they drink enough water or not. I can look at a person's toenails and tell if they have yeast or whatever. I can look at their skin and see if they have some type of lesions or whatever else, because these are all things. I said, Mama, when I went to beauty school, I didn't just study about hair. I said, we had to study biology. We had to study infectious disease. We had to study electricity and currents and learning. Just in case we both blow a fuse, we had to learn about that. We had to learn chemistry. Business management. Understanding not import and export, but basically we had to learn accounting. We had to learn all kind of stuff. I said, so there were so many different subjects that I learned that gave me the basics of certain things. But then God took me to other jobs where I was able to expound on all of that information that I learned at the last job or the last situation. So what you see is me being all over the place. I was in training, and I didn't only train on one thing. I was multifaceted. He had me training in all different kinds of areas. Project management, you name it. I don't know how many jobs and worked in different industries. I couldn't even tell you probably all of them. I said, so what you saw as me being all over the place, I have been begging God to let me go to school, but I was 4 kids, who gonna watch them? I gotta work, I gotta do this. So God, I kept saying, God, I want to go to school. He said, you already in school. I'm teaching you. Yeah, but this ain't get me no money, he said. Mm-hmm. And whatever I learned here, when I went to my next stage, it was what I was going to need to get me into the door at the new job that I'm not qualified for, but God qualified me. He had me studying on these different things and doing these different things. Now, I might not have had the letters behind my name, but I had the experience. I had the experience. And once I sat down and I'm in my interview and I can talk to them, they're like, oh my God, wait a minute, you understand this? I do. But you didn't go to school for it? Looking through no. Can you start tomorrow? I can. He said, trust the process. Come on, I'm trying to tell you. And now you got a whole school of your own teaching the best subject in life. Listen, that's so crazy, because I told her, she said, I wanted you to be a doctor. And my other brother, she said he was supposed to be a scientist. I said, he technically really is. He works in in aeronautics and all of that. He do jets, and I said, do you understand how much science that he has to know to be an engineer and do what he do? He keep people's lives together. Like if that wing on the plane or whatever it is that the systems that I mean, it's science. He has to know pounds per pressure and flight and this and the wind and all. He gotta know. That's all science. I said, and I'm definitely a doctor. She said, but you know what I mean, like what I'm saying. CERCA, I'm an emergency medical resident certified now. Come on, D. And is, do your thing, sir. That part. Congratulations. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I said, a dean is a doctor. Doctor, CERCA. Doctor. Like, I said, technically we did. It maybe just, she said, but not in the way that I was thinking. Well, if I would have cut anybody open, I was going to pass out. Then I would have had all across America. Come on. You hear me? You hear me? So you think about that, and it's like, I'm sure that Moses' mama had some type of something she wanted her son to do as well. But God had bigger plans. And sometimes being chosen doesn't look like what you think it means. Who's noticing that being chosen is not how they told us it was? The way that we see chosen is like the stars. The way that God see chosen, ooh, that chosen feel different. You fix the spiritually sick that come to your school. That's a doctor. I'm trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell her for a few years. She wouldn't listen, and now I'm a dean. Ain't got a worldwide university. Come on, Dad. Come on. That part. So, you never know what God is going to do, but understand you've been trained for this since birth. Say it with me. I've been trained for all of this since birth. I have been trained, not traumatized. Trained, not traumatized for this life from birth. Okay? I've been trained from all of this from birth. Ooh, you had some horrible things happen training. Navy SEAL, special ops. I could never, because I'm special ops. I could never, because I'm a Navy SEAL. And I get it. Everybody in the Army got another thing they got to do. So when a person try to make you feel like, oh my God, your life was so, special ops. The best of the best of the best of the best, sir. You said we were trained by EMTs. Come on. Come on. That's what I'm saying. The best of the best of the best of the best, sir. Everybody don't get to be a Men in Black. Some people don't even know what they do exist. That people don't even know that entity exists. You all in business that don't got nothing to do. That part. No, I'm just saying. What good would them be for them to put a deserter down in a place where you need a for real, you know? I had to work for the DMV to know all about the real ID. My son had to have the passion for government to also prepare me for now learning here because I didn't pay attention before. Interesting. Yep, because I didn't believe or like the government. Interesting. And look at it. So, now, speaking of the government, what y'all think about all this going on? Because even more stuff that happened since I talked to y'all yesterday. You said if you were bougie like church folks, I would not have listened. I feel like that's the running theme here. You said, but I can deliver a baby if I have to. That part. No needles, but you can do what you got to do. That part. What y'all think about all this going on? Excuse me. Y'all see they about to stop shipping out them the Land Rover and what's the name? And I seen some stuff. I said, oh, this is depressing. So I put on some press ons. I said, all this depressing, I'm about to put me on some press ons. That's what I'm going to do. If we got to use the word press, I'm going to press me a shirt and I'm going to press me some nails on. Depress is, or depressing is, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm tired of the depressing news and noise. It's a lot. So what y'all think about all of this? These folks is freaking out. Y'all see it? And guess what they said? Toilet paper about to go up. You know what else about to go up? Vanilla, cereal, because most of our oats come from somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Aaron Parnas told us. Yep. Basic things. We do know how to make vanilla. Glad we made our... Listen, Virtuous Minds! Virtuous Couture, I'm sorry. Rika. Listen. Happy. I know my daughter's probably seen that. I was like, dang, Mom just made us something too. Did. Something happens every 2 hours. Yes, it does. I said, well, let's see if they gonna let me look on here. Now they want me to verify all this stuff to be on social media. So that's interesting. I done verified. Y'all trying to give me, I'm about to go. Y'all don't even know that, but I'm probably not about to even be over here. Ah.
Well, this is scary.
I'll be right back.
It's not shocking that they are now starting to talk about this. It's not shocking to me at all. Because I watched The Handmaid's Tale. I read Project 2025. So it's not surprising, but it's shocking that they are now talking about this. Before we get into it, I'm Tabitha. If you aren't following me, please hit that follow button. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 500,000 subscribers. We talk politics over here by way of viral news stories. Let's get into this viral post. This is a series of posts that is going around over on social media. I'm going to read them for you. The first one says, one of the big sources of our money leaking to other countries is people traveling and touring abroad. Should the president stop issuing passports until these countries stop ripping us off? The next tweet, why are we issuing passports when there's still openings in hotels on the Gulf Coast? Americans should spend their money in America, creating American jobs and seeing the beautiful American sceneries. The last tweet, there is a Paris in Texas too. Same is true for many world cities, which by the way are mostly reconstructed, so the buildings aren't as old as you think. If you watch The Handmaid's Tale, then you know that not only did they close the borders from people coming into the country, they closed the borders for those of us who are inside the country. They prohibited us from being able to leave the country. This is scary because this basically implies that Americans should not have the freedom to leave this country if they choose to do so, whether permanently or to go on vacation. This implies that they want to hold the American taxpayer hostage in this hellscape. And they are now comfortable enough to start talking about it publicly.
Did we? I told you. Did we talk about it? And the scary part is you could run to another country, but what if America turn around or a different country turn around and start trying to bomb over there?
If they can shut down the border to prohibit people from coming in, they certainly can shut down the border to prevent us from leaving.
Did we talk about it? I saw a news article where a man unalived his wife, children, ex-wife, and himself. He left a note saying America was turning into the Handmaid's Tale. Starting to look like Germany to you? She breaks down the golden age to another post. Yes, we've talked about it. I'm trying to tell you. How many people do y'all think really believe that we are in the time that we are in? Do you understand why you're going to have a strong mind right now? You're going to have self-control right now. You're going to have control over your mouth, your actions. You're going to have to learn how to live very small. What I mean by that is make sure nobody ain't paying attention to you. Not bring a lot of attention to yourself, just kind of fade into black. Y'all see it? Do you think the lessons that we learned here were important? Do you think that learning in your house and not just have everything you need in your house was an important lesson? Instead of always having to be out. Always, it's about to be some people unalive because they don't think they got to follow directions because they talking about they got cabin fever, babe. Very important skills, I'm trying to tell y'all. Learning how to be content with what you got in your house, honey, is about to be a massive tool right now. A huge help. I got stuff at home. That part. Especially until we know it's just to where we can't run or hide no more. Okay. I just wanted to see if y'all saw what I saw. Did you see it? Oh, excuse me.
We have some big news right now. Get ready for your coffee prices, your banana prices, and your toilet prices to start rising fast because of these tariffs. According to the Consumer Brands Association, which represents Procter & Gamble and Coca-Cola and other U.S.-based companies, Americans will now have to pay more for critical products that they use on a daily basis. For example, coffee. Coffee is imported into the United States. Almost all of our coffee comes from countries like Brazil and Colombia, where tariffs will now be increased. Meanwhile, bananas. 40% of America's bananas come from Guatemala, which now has a 10% tariff on it. Vanilla. The price of vanilla is going to go up. We import almost all of our vanilla from Madagascar, and now Madagascar has a 47% tariff on it. Cereal is going to go up. 90% of the oats milled in the United States for cereal comes from Canada, which now has a larger tariff. Folks, it's going to be a wild ride, so get ready. I'll provide you updates every step of the way. I'll do a full break.
Who dried fruit? Anybody dried fruit? Anybody made vanilla? Anybody was watching how to make your own crackers and cereal on TikTok? When I tell y'all that every single thing that God had us paying attention to was for a reason. Because that means it's either about to be too expensive or the companies ain't even going to ship it over here.
Hey, now I just got through security here at DFW Airport today. I'm taking a trip to Atlanta and back. And interestingly, TSA insisted on seeing my cell phone. They swabbed it, which is fine.
He's taking a trip from Dallas to Atlanta. From Dallas to Atlanta. Not international. Dallas to Atlanta. Listen.
Never had somebody ask for my phone and want to handle it. We live in interesting times. Hey, now I just got through security here at DFW Airport today. I'm taking a trip to Atlanta and back. And interestingly, TSA insisted on seeing my cell phone. They swabbed it, which is...
Interesting. Do anybody understand what's happening? Anybody? You see that? There was one more video with this guy, and I can't remember his face. This is too far. Oh, this is probably the video they deleted. Interesting. See, I be going back to show y'all stuff, and this what they do to me. They probably do it to y'all a lot too. But I can put a video here, and I'll come back and almost like it'll be like every other one of these is gone. So it be stuff I be wanting to show y'all. I try to repost it when I can. But listen.
To make food a human right, and they only... Just a reminder that in 2021, the UN wanted to make food a human right, and the only two countries that voted no were the United States and Israel. Just a reminder that in 2021, the UN wanted to make food a human right, and the only two countries that voted no were the United States and Israel.
Y'all still think the government worried about if y'all got some food or not? If you got heat? The stock market is plunging and he's playing golf. There might not be school next year for our children and grandchildren and nieces and nephews. And he playing golf. Food is about to skyrocket, toilet paper about to skyrocket, all of that stuff, about all the stuff that God told us to pay attention to. What about pads? All that kind of stuff. Remember, we was like, just in case we can't get no pads or they too expensive, get the reusable so you don't got to be messing up all your towels that you're going to have to clean up with. He had us finding other forms of laundry soap. He had us finding other ways to like make our own soap. Now, if you learned how to make soap this year, I know some of y'all been doing it, but if you learned how to make soap in the last 1, 2, 3 years since you've been here, if you learned how to do things without the stuff that you have to always go buy and make it yourself, a larger thing of laundry soap, bread, all of that stuff. You heard what he said, all our oats, like wheat, and we grow wheat, but look at how our farms have been decimated and devastated, depending on whether it's the farmers can't get what they need from Monsanto or whoever it is, or oh boy is buying up all the land, so it's too expensive for them to do it, or the government just ain't giving them no money. Where we gonna get our food from, y'all? When most of our fruits and vegetables come in from other places, a lot of our meat comes in, and now that we found out that our blood and plasma comes from North Korea, what do y'all think is about to happen? Yeah, yep. I remember we did the class on it. What do you think? You think the guy was warning you? You think that he was thinking about you? Yeah, blood and plasma. We just found out the other day. I found out with y'all. We found out together. And medical device, like all of the medical, like a lot of the medical machines are made in North Korea as well. Yeah, we have got to feel grateful because he didn't have to. Very. You use the underwear, right? And we, right, that's what I'm saying. He told us your everyday needs is not, you not, they're not going to be easily accessible, so you need to start stocking up while they are. You said they really look for old bloods. I don't really know how, when, or why, but I know because it can be given to anybody. One of my babies is old, just one. I think the rest of us is like B and B positive or something like that. I should know, but I don't. It's okay. They know. I don't have to. They grown now. I knew when they was little. Yeah, I don't remember. I just know she. Oh, I think the other ones is B positive. I think they all B positive. Something like that. B positive. I think. It's something I should do. Isn't that even crazy though? Think about that. We're all human, but we all don't have the same blood pumping through our veins. It's blood, but it ain't the same blood. Do you think that's interesting? And if you put the wrong blood in the wrong body, right? If you put the wrong blood in the wrong body, instantly the brain doesn't work, the heart won't work, like all the organs start to shut down, and it's just blood. So what do you think happened when angel blood mixed with human blood? Whatever angel blood is made up of. Maybe this is why a lot of the giants were like, you know, it makes sense. Because certain things weren't ever supposed to be mixed, which is crazy. Like the dude that had like 100 arms, you know, or 5 heads, or yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm glad he loved me that much to warn me and thankful my ears to receive. Listen, Because it's still people today, right now, with everything that's going on, they still don't believe. And I just be like, they don't believe they're going to have to die for believing in Christ. They don't believe. They don't believe. I told y'all about it yesterday. I said, I don't know what else to say. But the only people, the main people that I know is covering their ears and shutting their eyes and saying la 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 is the people that will slap you upside your head with a Bible. Because you don't agree with what they agree with. And they don't even know. And if you start talking about something that they don't know and they don't want to learn, they just like go ballistic. It's spooky. Like, we are in it. We are here. And you still saying, I don't want to hear about it. Well, then you just have to deal with whatever's going to come. Well, what's knowing about it going to do? Help you prepare. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? I just ordered me some vanilla beans and we'll start my process. I'm thankful for learning this stuff. Heck yeah. I told y'all, God don't lead you to nothing that don't have value. It might not seem like nothing. It be seeming like something so small, so insignificant, like you don't even be whatever. And then you be like, oh my God. Like, prime example. There will be stuff that we learned here, and it'll be a book he gave me, and it's been sitting there. And I don't know why he had me buy this book, but he had me buy this book. I bought a book, but he don't give me the answer of why I need that book for another 7 years. He had all of us doing all of these skills, putting, oh, I know this. I work in this place. I work in that place. No, go here. I work for the truck and I work in warehouse. I work for Amazon. I cook. I do this. No, y'all need to pay attention to this. I'm in Canada. The medicine is going away here. Wait a minute. I'm over in South Africa and I'm in South Africa and they turning off the water and we can only get water once a day or once a week or electricity. Do y'all understand that information that everybody else thought was extra and y'all just doing too much? Y'all just looking up random stuff over there. Y'all don't really be learning too much. And I mean, you can't really call it school because, I mean, what is it? A lot. Think about how many people y'all about to have to give information to. And it's going to be very valuable. But they disregarded it before as not valuable information. Power. Come on, auntie. Ain't nobody about to be doing no growing no garden. You doing too much. I'm about to just go to the store. Will you, though? Will you? Okay. I ain't about to be doing that. I mean, I could just buy it. I mean, would you? I mean... Remember we talked about most people don't have in their house what they need if they hit the power and all of that. It's a cute bunch of little electronics that they ain't got no hand powered nothing. Somehow it got rewinded. I do home health, and one of my patients passed away and her daughter bought me over 20 cookbooks. I wasn't expecting that. I felt so grateful. That part. That's what I'm saying. Everything that he don't make you, if you are listening, you will not regret purchases. You won't regret information that you sit and listen to. My trees and garden are beautiful. I can't wait. You hear what I'm saying? Think about this. Most of our loofahs come from China. The little plastic ones that we use. Don't they? Now, a year or so ago, we talked about starting the gourds that end up being the loofah, the natural loofahs. Y'all don't think them seeds important today? And I planted me some. I planted me about 3. I don't know. I ain't never grew them before, but I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. Come on, that part, Miss Moore, yeah. But think about it. If you got the seeds for the gourds, that's the natural loofahs, and don't realize everything is connected now. Listen, this is what I be trying to tell y'all. That's why when I met y'all, I said, listen, I know y'all might think I'm crazy, but if he tell me to get something, I'm getting it because I'm going to need it later. I'm going to need it. It's coming. I might not need it today, but I'm going to need it. Hey, you hear me? I'm going to need it. If he keeps making me look at it, a book, it don't matter, a kitchen item, whatever it is, it's because something about to happen with that. Like with the eggs. We talked about eggs and we got laughed at because we was buying powdered eggs, and now you see somebody talk. The president was talking about eggs. The whole world talking about what? Eggs. It's the egg shortage. It's the egg shortage. It's the egg shortage. Not just here in America, everywhere. And 3 years ago, around this time, is when we started buying our powdered eggs. It was a little bit before this. And 3 years later, in the same months, the first couple months of the year, going into the spring, everybody's talking about eggs. You hear me? Everybody talking about eggs, not us. We're not talking about no eggs. Because if we didn't buy them, we dehydrated our own. Who talking about eggs? And this is why I was telling people, yes, buy the scramble, but don't buy the scramble, buy the whole egg. Yes, I love y'all. You hear me? I really do. And I know we living in a movie, but at least we already got to read the script. So when everybody else jump, we don't have to. We know what's coming. We was a part of we got to be in there when they was writing the script, and now we just watching the screenplay. Such a time as this. And for such a time as this. Because they talk about the money that they lost. Baby, I said, ooh. God told us he was about to level the playing field with the rich and the poor and all of that and the levels of power. He was about to do all of that. And he's doing all that he said. He said he was going to level the playing field for everybody. He's going to do it. And he's literally, because the rich folks thought it was only about to be the poor folks and the middle class folks. And now he tap dancing on their pockets too. I said, ooh. That would be called leveling the playing field right there. Who also understands why I was like, yeah, don't worry about money. It ain't about to be none. Do what you can with the finances you have. Help if you can. And just don't be chasing no bag, because it ain't about to be no bag to chase. God allowed us to take time to detox from all of the hurt, mess, craziness, situations we put ourselves into, to turn around and to go into isolation, to study, to learn, to calm our minds, to remove the distractions, to remove the snakes and all of these people, so that we could hear his voice and be ready for him to return. He said, my sheep know my voice. When you look at the news and you see everything that is about to be taken away, tariffed, too expensive, whatever, do you think you are one of his sheep? I'm sure there's a chicken shortage. There is a chicken shortage. They just killed like another 17 million chickens or something recently. It is. This chicken is still in places $22 for a pound of chicken breast. $22 to $29 for 1.7 pounds of chicken. 1.7. A chicken breast can weigh 3 pounds for sure. A good chicken breast can. And for one half a chicken breast, it's going to cost you dang near $30 for one half a chicken breast, when you used to be able to get a 3.5 pound bag or whatever, 5 or 7 pound bag, 10 pound bag, a frozen chicken breast for not even $5. And 1 pound is 30. 1 pound is 22. You used to get, we'll say, 5 pounds for $4 and some change, because that's all I bought was boneless, skinless chicken breasts and chicken thighs. Right? And now that same, not even 3 pounds, 1.72 pounds can be $22 to $29 for 1 pound of meat. Kroger got packs of chicken for $5. Thank you, Kroger got chicken for $5. Get it while it's low. That part, you need to be going everywhere, anywhere you can, because we get a lot of our chicken and stuff from overseas too. Yeah. It's crazy. It's happening. Anyway, I'm about to go eat me some yogurt or something. We've been trained, not traumatized. Keep that in your mind. We've been trained for being out in the desert. We've been trained for the enemy chasing us and hunting us. We've been trained. We have been trained. We've been trained to stay silent when we need to stay silent. We've been trained. Make it off the land that we own and just with what we have. And God continually told people, what do you have in your hand? That's what I'm going to use. And we put a lot of stuff in our hands so that he could work in every situation that we have. Yeah. You said unless you have a farm, you ain't been seeing they already doing eminent domain? They already taking people's houses. I seen that. Some guy down in the South or something like that, he said, y'all pay attention. I don't know if it was like Florida or Mississippi. I just know it was down that way. Yeah, they already snatching people's houses, honey. The government is already taking people's properties. Look up. I want to say it might have been South Carolina. I don't know where it was, but they already doing it. They want the farmers to lose their farms. That's what this whole stuff is happening. Yeah. 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 So, I love y'all. Remember, hashtag, right? Train, not traumatized. You hear me? Y'all hear me? Say it with me. Trained, not traumatized. Because you can't say I'm God's chosen and then always be hollering about your trauma. Many are called. Love y'all. Thank you. Be trained, not traumatized. Thank you. Yeah, trained, not traumatized. It's a difference. Both went through the same craziness, but it trained me for where God had me to go. Traumatized me. I'm still in it. What is it when people have so much trauma that they go into a catatonic state? Y'all seen that? They don't talk no more. They don't say nothing no more. And if they do, sometimes they just repeat the same phrase over and over. And it was probably the last phrase that they mind said before they checked out. You have, Adam? Okay. If we saw somebody go through something tragic and they just, every time you saw them, they were saying the same thing, we would say, Like Hodar. Exactly. So how many of us have been walking around like Hodor and didn't even realize it? Every time you can, you gonna rehearse that trauma to a new person. Is that not Hodor? Is that not like being in a catatonic state? Just saying the same thing over and 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 over, reliving the trauma that got your mind to shut down? And they say, what happened to them? Oh, they went through something and it traumatized them. And they were never the same. So do you want to be traumatized or do you want to be trained? Hmm? It was both difficult, horrible, not taken away from that. But what are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it as a tool like the people in the army do? They got people shooting at them and they still go protect other people. Sometimes they protect the people that's shooting at them. Do they not? Ain't this what they do? Sometimes they have to protect the people that want them dead. Sometimes they have to protect the people that would have taken their life. Sometimes they have to leave their family and go and take care of other people when they ain't even talked to their family in a long time. So if you in the Lord's army, I'm gonna need you to act like a soldier. Thank you. You gotta get up and go. Your battalion needs you. Can't sit there and just shut down. You gotta get up and you gotta move, soldier. You gotta kick that training in. That part. I love y'all. Bye.